Yeah, this Cancer new moon. You know what reminded me of what I'm about to talk about? There was a case that somebody was talking about where uh, this female went out. Oh, she was telling her own story. She went out with her friends and then she got roofied and they put her into a Uber and that was it. They put her in the Uber and they left, like, and that was it. They didn't get the Uber driver's number, nothing. They didn't phone to check up if she got home safely. Okay, we need to talk about this handler spirit that these narcissistic females carry. Because is it a coincidence that the same sister that, okay, I call her sister, but she could also be a cousin because she's my aunt's child with my dad, right? As the same cousin who tried to teach me how to make out at the age of 5 years old. That's, I feel like the stuff that happened around when I was 5 could have been adult instigated. Because when I was 5, my cousins in Tukis showed me a corn magazine, like hardcore corn, like ugh, like yuck stuff, right? That stuff disturbed me for many years. And then also what happened at 5 was my sister trying to teach me to make out at the side of the house. That same sister was present in the room when my virginity got taken by her manager, the manager that she wasn't sleeping with. So she was sleeping with the one manager. For all we know, she could have already been busy with that other one. This is my second time drinking. The only time I consumed alcohol was my 16th birthday when my mother bought alcohol because she said, I knew you that kind of person. The fuck? We've never had alcohol in the house. You don't drink alcohol. Why would you assume that your 16-year-old daughter is that kind of person? Right? So that was the only time I consumed alcohol. Felt like shit the next day. Then the next time I consumed alcohol was at the age of 17. I had just, I matriculated early, so by the time I got to Mayerton and I started working there as a bartender, they didn't ask me for a CV because, nepotism. My sister, my other sister, that's also from my other aunt with my dad, she got me the job. So they didn't even ask me for a CV. They're like, oh no, she worked here, it was cool. You come. They loved me. Literally, I had racist white people at that job. Protect me from racism. Anyway, so I'm 17. I was there literally at that new job for like a day or two. I was at Irish Hop, she was at Spur. Spur was literally across from the parking. So she's like, come have a few drinks with us. I'm not used to alcohol. I was drinking rosé wine. I vomited on because the Spur restaurant was now closed and all the staff was sitting and drinking. I got so drunk from rosé wine because my system wasn't used to it. I vomited on the floor, everything. They had to carry me to the car and stuff. And then she still allowed her other manager to have his way with me on a mattress, on the floor, while she was on the bed with the other manager that she was dating. Okay? And I think she ended up having a child from him or something. So be careful, okay? I've always been when I had a car, I was designated driver. I'm the kind of person I can party on zero juice. Like I can dance the cracks into the dance floor with no alcohol. This is who I am, right? And so when I used to turn up in the toxic way where you go to the same club every weekend and they're playing the same playlist and what, when I used to turn up like that, the ladies under my watch were under my watch. I used to literally drop them at home. I'd be driving through Soweto, 2 in the morning, female alone, dropping off these females that I was partying with because we would go to Kong or Haram or Taboo. You'll know when those places existed. If they still exist, then okay. But if they don't exist, then you know how long ago I used to turn up. You understand? I'm a mother. I'm a goddess. I'm a woman. Why would I pull a Medusa on someone? Like, I don't care what you've done to me. And if you've done some fuck shit to me, I'm not going to be partying with you. Definitely. If you're not even going to be in my car if I know you did some nonsense to me. For me to even, like, there's so many places where, so many stories that you'll find where the cousin lured the cousin that she was jealous of to a party and then ran her over. Okay? Jealousy it is mindless. It has no age. I've had little children look at me with jealousy. I've had grown men look at me with jealousy because their mom never treated them the way I treat my children. I've had my own age look at me with jealousy just because, like, how come you look so young? That's the question. How come she looks so young? You understand? Why isn't she aging? So, guys, from me and my my lavender and my rosemary. Guys, let's just take care of each other as sisters, okay? Let's just, okay? Stay away from any female that doesn't protect her fellow female. And when I say protect, I'm not talking about cock blocking, like the bitter single friend not wanting to have love. So when you'll go out or anything, she's always there, putting her big back in the way, putting a big body in the way. I'm not talking about that. Okay, a protector friend is gonna be there, watch you at the turn up, and she's gonna be mind her own business, chit-chatting to some other guy while a one ear is here and a one eye is there to make sure he don't roofie you. Do you understand? That's a friend, not the friend that's gonna stop you from having love. And when you have love, a real friend will even step back because she won't want to come in the way of your true love. You understand? A true friend will, you'll notice her decreasing her presence in your life when you fall in love. Not because she's jealous, but because she's not going to come in your way. And she'll be accessible when you on yours normal girl time together. Do you understand? A friend that's now extra in your face since you started talking about this new guy, or now she suddenly also has a guy that literally looks the same like the guy that you just. I've had that. Literally, I remember when I got to baby daddy number 3, I told someone about him. She literally got the exact same person. She's like, oh, me too. I also have a short guy. Yeah, he's from the islands. And at that moment, I didn't even realize that this woman was already stalking me. She already made fake pages using my content. Like a woman from Ghana, but she grew up in the UK. And she was like 6 years younger than me, but she was so jealous of me. And I didn't understand it because at the time when I started talking to her, I had just stepped away from baby daddy number 3. I couldn't take it anymore. I was just tired of the abuse. You know, when you with someone and then they go get drunk to come and fight with you, where you have to run away from home. There was times where I still had the car and I would literally get into my car and go down to Aunt Grace and go sleep at Aunt Grace, you know? And even Aunt Grace was more on his side than mine because that's just toxic femininity. She knew he was abusing me, but she still tried to encourage me to get back together with him. So I was like, okay, I understand. You that type. You that type of go-go. That's not going to give me advice. Like you know how I bumped my head with my own narcissistic mother. I would go to her because I respected her as this, you know? She abused us into believing that she was the superior-minded being. And then I had Stockholm syndrome, so while I was working all of that, in all my previous business ventures, I would go and ask her for advice, not knowing that this woman is literally deading in her mind while I'm talking to her. Her words, she could still try and control them so that they don't be literal insects coming out of her mouth. But in her mind, she was already deading whatever I was telling her. I remember one of the last calm conversations I had with her. I said to her, you see, this is why I stopped telling you my plans. Because every single plan I told you went to nothing. Because she found out I had started making my own jewelry and she said, there's no market for jewelry. What the fuck? Just because she wanted me to stand and run the shop for free. Like she expected me to run the shop from 6 in the morning till 8 at night. I mean, now they still closing the shop at 9. Until 9 at night, she expected me to run that shop while I have 4 children. And they must eat scraps and whatever she gives them. And she don't like to feed children. She has a fat phobia. That's why she's so huge. Because she's so busy trying to keep the children skinny. Like, let the child eat. Let the child form their natural weight. Okay, so protect yourself from any toxic feminine energy. You can even listen to frequency music. I'm telling you, listen to that frequency music and make sure you're drinking a lot of water when you do it because it's gonna alter your brain chemistry. It's gonna alter your cells. Clap, that's a new thing that I learned. I'm giving you all nuggets because I don't know when I'm gonna come online again. I need a break. I need a social media is a lot, okay? And these stalkers, like what's with stalkers? I was saying to my son, like, I can't be intimidated by a stalker because like that person isn't feeding me all of their sacred life force energy. So why would it be intimidated? I pity stalkers because it's like, of all the time you were stalking me, you didn't notice that I'm just getting younger and younger and younger and stronger and faster. I go longer. You know, something didn't say, you know what, let me stop stalking her and let me start walking like her.